Hey, what's up everyone? Today we're going to be taking a look at the NECA Deluxe Stone Heart Predator. So this is based on one of the characters from the video game Predator Concrete Jungle. It's one of the bosses you fight towards the end of the game. Basically, he's a predator that gets captured by the Borgia Corporation and experimented on and turned into a cyborg, and he becomes a bad blood and you have to battle him towards the end part of the game. So I'll give you a close look at the figure so you can get a look at the sculpt and the paint job, which I think looks really good. It's very pretty good likeness of how he looks in the game. You can see on mine one of the eyes is a little bit off, that one there, so he kind of looks a little bit wonky-eyed, but I might be able to fix that myself, or I might just not bother. Top of the head, he has these parts here, like the game. There's the face. And like from the game, you can see he's had his hair, his dreadlocks, sorry, he's had them removed like in the game. So he doesn't have any dreadlocks, are all cut off. He has these this big thing that's been implanted into his back. Pretty cool looking. I like how it looks really sore here and all bloody. Except it looks like he's got red blood for some reason. I think when a predator's skin should be sore, it should look like their own blood colour. I don't think it would be red like it would with us, but I think it was like that in the game, so I wouldn't really hold that against the figure itself. And then he has these tubes coming out of it which go into his arms, and then others which go into the hip piece here. And then he has a loincloth, and then the legs, and he has the shin guards and the feet. And he is he's painted in this pale green colour, which is how he looks in the game as well. And this figure actually does include a light up feature, so to access that, you just remove this panel from the head, and you can see the three small flat batteries in there, and a switch to toggle the LEDs on. These are quite nice and bright as well, so the things on his head light up. And then not only that, under this one piece here, that lifts out, and you see there's more batteries and another switch. So if you switch that, that'll turn on the other LED light up feature. So you can see the these two fan surroundings light up on his back, and then on his front, this piece over his heart lights up as well. So I thought that was really cool, and it's just like in the game, because in the game these parts all do light up. Unfortunately though, these pieces don't light up though. He has these bits on the hips, and then on these gauntlets, you can see there those parts in blue, and then on the knees as well. But that is forgivable because they probably wouldn't have room to put, you know, more batteries and switches and stuff in each of the arms, and then here, and then in each leg. So they did give us the most important bits though, which was on the torso and on the head. And I think that looks really cool. Although on the bits, they did paint them a bright blue, so it kind of gives the impression that they're lit up as well. But I wouldn't hold that against the figure, them not lighting up as well. But I think that looks really cool. Especially on the back as well, look at that. And as for articulation on the figure, the head is on a ball joint, which can go side to side and forward and back not very far, despite it not having any dreadlocks to get in the way. I would have thought it would have better range of motion on the head than that, but it doesn't really. But it can go side to side well though. And then the shoulders are on ball joints, so they can go in and out and forward and back quite far. Even though it's got these, they don't feel like they're going to come out or snap or anything. They're quite thick, they're quite substantial, and they're glued in very well as well. They don't feel like they're going to pop out like some of the Jungle Hunter figures where they have the little wires and stuff. These don't feel as fragile as those. These feel really good. And the elbows are on a double hinge, so they can go up and down and then side to side. The wrist gauntlet can swivel as well, so you can turn that like that, and then the hand is on a ball joint as well. No, not a ball joint, a ball hinge, so it can spin and go in and out a little bit. And then same for the other arm. And the torso is on a ball joint at the top, and then one on the bottom there as well, so you can just turn it a little bit. And then the hips are on ball joints, but they are very, very stiff. I don't really like moving them that much because I'm a bit scared they're going to snap. They ratchet, but I'm not really keen on that noise they make. Kind of scares me, so I don't really mess with the legs too much. And then they'll go forward and back as well. And then the knees are double hinge like the elbows, so they can go quite far. And then the feet are on ball hinges, it looks like, so they can go side to side and then up and down. And as for poseability, while the figure does have good articulation on paper, the range of poses you're going to get out of it is not really that great, as it does have a lot of points of articulation, but they don't really move that much. Like, say, the torso here, it's got a ab crunch, but you barely get like that out of it. Although that's not really a big deal, to me personally though, as in the game he wasn't really doing that much crazy movement. He was kind of the big hulking character. He just slowly walk up to you and then attack you. So that's not really a big deal not a deal breaker to me. Although saying that, he can be a little bit difficult to stand, as this foot seems okay, but this one, once you get to the last ratchet point, it goes a little bit loose like that on this one foot. So if you have him stood there, sometimes that can kind of give way and he flops over. So I would recommend having it on a stand, which unfortunately it doesn't come with a stand, but you can buy those separately. So what I normally do is just prop him up against the wall like here. And the accessories the figure comes with are a pair of fisted hands. They have the big claws on them. A pair of open mandibles, which can be switched out, which I'll show you in a sec. And then he comes with 4 of these extra blades. So I'll go ahead and show you what these accessories look like on the figure. And then here I've gone ahead and swapped out the accessories. So he's got the clenched fists, and he comes with these large arm blades, which remind me of the Chopper Predator. Although I don't use these myself when I display mine, because he didn't have these in game. But I suppose it is still a cool inclusion though. And then I've attached the open mandibles. And then something really cool, which I don't think we've seen on a NECA figure until now, the mouth is actually articulated, so it can open and close. So if you have the closed mandibles, you can close the mouth, and if you have the open ones, you can open the mouth, which I thought was really cool. So it looks like he's roaring there. And let's go ahead and see what he looks like with the extra accessories and the light up feature turned on. It goes back a certain way, this does, because you can see it's got like a tiny cut out on the bottom, and that lines up with the bottom half. I'm really liking the look of this figure. It looks awesome. It was pretty expensive. It was just over £70, which is pretty expensive, but you do get a very large figure, and it does have the light up feature as well. And here's a size comparison with his nemesis from the game, Scarface. So you can see he towers over a normal size Predator. And then I also have the Assassin Predator. So Assassin stands a little bit taller as he has the digitigrade legs. So he's a little bit taller, like maybe nearly a head height taller than Stoneheart. And you can tell these two both use the same body as each other. So I guess that's why NECA released this one, because they probably wanted to get a bit more use out of this mould, as they'd only used it for the Assassin before. And now here's a look at the box that the figure comes in. It says Predator Concrete Jungle, and it's got a nice picture of the Stone Heart Predator here, and it says Deluxe Stone Heart Predator. Although for some reason he's fighting xenomorphs, which he doesn't do in the game. He's from a different level than the xenomorphs. And then on the side it's just got the logo, and it says the name of the figure again, and then the back says the city is your hunting ground, and then you get some images of the figure. It says destroy Scarface, combat ready, and Borgia Industries latest creation. And then you have a bio of the Predator here, which you're welcome to pause and read if you want to do that. And then there's some credits at the bottom. And then the front panel opens up and you get another picture of the figure, and then see through the window there. Don't know if you can make it out, but it's that church altar where you fight him in the game. And I really do like, in the corners they have like the heads up display from the game. You got the health and the energy. I thought that was a really cool touch. And that was a look at the NECA Stoneheart Predator figure from Predator Concrete Jungle. Overall, I'd say I was very happy with the way the figure turned out, and my favourite thing about it would have to be the LEDs that light up on it. I thought that was a really cool feature. So now that they have made Scarface and Stoneheart figures, I wonder if NECA will at some point down the road make figures of Swift Knife and Long Spear also. I think that would be really cool to finish off the whole set, so you'd have Scarface and all the Bad Bloods. So make sure to let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on this figure, and remember to like the video and subscribe if you aren't already. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.